So you're thinking about moving to Bend, or maybe you live in Bend, you're thinking about listing a home, or maybe making a lateral move. You already live here but want to move somewhere else. Well, today we're discussing the parks at Broken Top, another fantastic subdivision. It's on the west side of town here, right in between Broken Top Golf Club and Tetherow Golf Club, on the road up to Mount Bachelor, about 15 minutes away. Some fantastic homes here. This subdivision started back in the late 90s and early 2000s. We're going to be talking about what the parks at Broken Top is all about today. So if this video sounds like it's for you, stick around. We're getting after it right now.
If this is your first time on the channel and you'd like to know everything there is to know about living, eating, sleeping, playing, the good and the bad of Bend, Oregon and the surrounding areas, subscribe to the channel, tap the bell for notifications so you can know what's going on here in Central Oregon. My name is Zach Nutter. This is Ryan Rudloff, both licensed brokers with eXp Realty in the state of Oregon. And we've lived here for over 30 years and we absolutely love it. So whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give us a call, shoot us a text, send us an email. We'd love to connect with you and help you make a smooth move here to Bend. That being said, we're going to kind of walk around this amazing community. It's full of parks, it's got a community pool, lots going on here, tons of beautiful old growth trees. So we're super excited to show you guys. So we're going to start talking about it right now.
All right, so Broken Top is a community in Bend. It's on the far west side. It was one of the premier golf communities back in the mid 90s when it first broke ground. But Broken Top in general is comprised of 3, maybe 4 different subdivisions. So there's multiple gated communities. There's other communities like where we're at right now called the Parks, which isn't necessarily a gated community, but the entire property of Broken Top makes up hundreds of different home sites. And we're going to feature the Parks at Broken Top today because it's a fantastic kind of off the beaten path little subdivision that doesn't get talked about quite often enough for people that are looking to maybe relocate to Bend.
So for the location, this is in town. I feel like the Parks Broken Top's a really good value. There's several parks. What are there, 6 parks in here?
Yeah.
I believe there's, over 6 acres of parks too?
Yep.
Yeah, so there's a ton of parks in here. Ton of beautiful old growth, ponderosa pines, mixed in with some blue spruce. Got all kinds of different trees in here. It definitely feels like a well-developed, mature neighborhood. The lawns all look really nice, and there's a good mix of homes in here. You have craftsman style homes. You have some stucco style houses. You don't see many contemporary style houses in here. So a lot more craftsman, a lot of stonework, some Northwest style kind of inspired homes. So it's a good mix, very mature neighborhood. It's got a really reasonable HOA here for having a pool and everything else. You do not have to be a member at the golf course. I don't know if you live in the parks, if you're actually eligible for a membership at Broken Tops. You can join Broken Top,
yeah.
Right? Yeah, so anybody can join Broken
Totally.
Top. So, but they've got nice big sidewalks throughout the neighborhood. There's not a ton of on-park street. Yeah. There's not a lot of on-street parking except in designated areas. So you don't get a lot of cars parked on the street. So it's just a really clean, nice, functional neighborhood with a lot of great amenities.
Yeah, interesting location too, especially for the price point, the median price point per a home inside this subdivision. We're right next to Tetherow. We're right next to Tartan Drum. We're very close to the Highlands at Broken Top. We're close to the tree farm. We're close to Westgate. We're close to the primary subdivision that is Broken Top. But here at the Parks, it's probably going to be the most affordable per the location. And that actually bodes well for many people looking to make a purchase on the west side of Bend. We get a lot of calls on a regular basis. People want to be on the west side of Bend. Not to say that the east side or the north side or the south side are not great spots, but the west side of Bend gets a lot of the notoriety. Why is that? Well, we are close to the Deschutes River. We are basically at the gateway to Century Drive, and the Cascade Lake Scenic Byway goes right up to Mount Bachelor. From where we're standing right now, we're probably a 15 to 17 minute drive away from Mount Bachelor. So we're right on the edge, the west edge of Bend, and we're close to Summit High School. We're close to the Tetherow Golf Club, close to Broken Top, of course, the golf club there. Northwest Crossings nearby. So location is absolutely key here, and yet I would venture to say the median price of a home in this subdivision is below the general median price point of a home on the west side of Bend right now.
So some of the other great things about this community is we talked about the parks. These parks are amazing and they're scattered throughout. There's a ton of trails, you know, and when I say trails, they're really these massive sidewalks, but we've seen so many people out here cruising around with their dogs, their bikes, everything else. And you just don't see a ton of traffic. I mean, it's a good sized community, but there's not a ton of traffic coming in and out. It seems very peaceful in here. Ryan talked about proximity. We're also close to downtown and the Old Mill District. And even being on the far west side of Bend, we are not far from our big commercial airport. We're probably 35 minutes from Redmond's airport here. So if you travel for work a lot, west side of Bend's still a great place to live. You know, a lot of big cities, you're an hour, 2 hours from your main commercial airport. Redmond's airport is quite smaller, but we have direct flights. I think we have like 10 direct flights now.
Yep.
A lot up and down the West Coast, but we're starting to get more and more east. Phoenix, Denver. I think there's a Dallas flight coming.
Yep.
Salt Lake City.
Chicago's seasonal.
Yeah.
The summertime.
So, if you travel for work, this is still a great place to live, but it's just very quiet, very relaxing. There is a major golf scene around here. So you have Tethrow Golf Course, which is a private golf course, but you can join it. You have Broken Top, another private that you can join. There's also Widgie Creek that's up on the way to Mount Bachelor, probably, I don't know, what, 10 minutes from here at the most?
Yeah, if that.
And then you've got several other courses that aren't too far away. So golf's huge around here. You've got Phil's Trail that's not far from here. It's such a centrally located neighborhood, and the pricing in here is fantastic.
It's here in Bend, and you can see, like Zach was talking about earlier, it's like you look around at not the native trees, but the trees that were planted when the subdivision broke ground, and you can see how old they are. It gives you a sense of how old or how long the subdivision's been here. And so a lot of subdivisions in Bend, of course, are newer because there's so many people in the last 10, 15 years that have moved here. And so the trees are going to be they're just going to give us a sense of how old that particular subdivision is. This one here, probably about 25 to 30 years old. The homes are very well maintained, of course, because of the people that choose to move here and live here, but also the HOA stands, and it just makes sure that the character of the subdivision maintains itself, and it really has over the course of time.
And we're going to take you up and around up over here, and we're going to show you the community pool that's here. We're going to get you some B-roll of some of the parks. We showed you one of them when we first started the video, but there's a ton of parks. There's a bunch of different style homes. It's just, this neighborhood to me feels just a little different than every other neighborhood in town. The style of home that was built in here is just a little different, which I actually really love. So we're going to jump up, show you the community pool, jump in the car and show you a bunch of the parks, and then we'll wrap this thing up. So we're in another one of the amazing parks here in the Parks of Broken Top. I want to talk a little bit about pricing. So we were talking about how this being one of the more affordable areas in this area of town. You're probably going to hate it when I tell you what affordability means in this part of town. So houses in the last year, there's been 9 homes that are either active or have sold. The least expensive home, the most affordable home, was around 1,460 square feet. It sold for $825,000. You'll find houses between 1,400 and 2,700 that are going to be from that 825 up to about 1.3 million, kind of on this lower section of the parks. As you climb past kind of where we shot the video of the pool and all of that, you climb up and the houses get up to well over $2 and $3 million up there. Much larger lots, big, beautiful homes. Some probably have a nice little look at some of the mountains up there. So there's not, for the size of this neighborhood, that's not a lot of houses that have turned over. So 9 houses in 365 days. I believe there's just under 300 total home sites in this neighborhood. But as you can see, as we've gone around here, there's just not a lot of commotion. You see a few cars, a few people, but it's really quiet in here. We talked about the golf nearby. We talked about the pricing of the homes. You'll see a lot of the houses have, they're all composition roofs, craftsman style. Most of the landscaping is really nice. It's got an affordable HOA. It's a really great neighborhood. So if you're considering moving to this area, you are interested in Tethro, Broken Top, but you don't have the $2 or $3 million budget for Broken Top,
Show them this one, Zach.
Tethro.
This one's for sale.
Behind us for sale for $835.
That one's under $1 million.
Yep. So, but if you don't have that $2 or $3 million budget, but you love this area, you want to be close to the old mill, river, to the mountain, everything else that this area has to offer, this could be a great neighborhood to explore. So, you want to look at the parks of the Broken Top with us, you want us to drive around and take a look, check out the parks, the pool, everything else there is to offer in this area, give us a call. We'd love to connect with you guys. Every time we get a call from one of you guys, we absolutely love it. We enjoy our people. It's so fun to hear what videos you watch, why you watch them, when you're moving here. So we love chatting with you guys. We answer our phones. We're the ones that you're going to get when you call us. So thank you so much for watching us. We have a blast doing this. Ryan and I have been very good friends for, well, what, 20 years now?
Long time.
Pretty dang fun for us to be able to get together, do this, sell homes together, help people purchase homes here in our hometown. So thank you guys. We hope you have a great day and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys. Have a great day.